अगर किस्मत आजमाते आजमाते थक गए हों तो कभी खुद को आजमाइए, नतीजे बेहतर होंगे. Hello again, मैं हूं सुशील गजवानी at JK Institute of Career Education. We touch the future, we teach. Friends, I'm sure you come across a lot of people, teachers, family members, friends, neighbors, have sometime or the other discouraged you. You have probably talked about your dream, about your aspirations, about your ambitions, and some of them have probably come back and said to you that, look, you can't do it. It's not possible for you. It's never possible for you. You're not going to achieve it. Have you come across such people? Have you ever faced these people in life? Some of you must have, I'm sure. I want to share a story. Encourage dreams, motivate dreamers, give openings and opportunities to people who dream big. This is a beautiful story, a simple story. After a class teacher gave homework to her students to write an essay about their dreams, about their aspirations, the students came back a few days later with their essays and submitted their essays to the teacher. Well, a few days later, the teacher returned their essays with marks written on them. Now, this essay writing was very important for every student because those marks were to be carried to the final score, final exam score. So, it did matter to all the students that they scored well. So, every student got some marks for their essay, and one of the students was called to take his paper from the teacher. So, when he went to the teacher, walked up to the teacher, she gave him his answer paper. And when he looked at the paper, there was a very clear sign of F written over it, capital F in red. It meant fail. So the student was surprised, and he asked his teacher why she had failed him, why she had not given him some marks, because he had actually written an essay about his dreams and aspirations. Well, the teacher said to him that looking at his family background, his financial background, he was a poor boy. The teacher did not think that this boy would ever fulfill his dreams or achieve whatever he has aspired to achieve through his dreams. So she did not think it necessary to give him marks at all. So she asked him to take the paper back, write another essay, more realistic, more pragmatic, more down to earth about his dreams, the kind of dream that he would hopefully achieve. And then she would of course give him marks that would be counted in his final score. The boy was disappointed, but he said, fine teacher, and then he took the paper home, discussed that situation with his father. Father said, look, I can't advise you what to do. It is your dream. These are your aspirations. And if you have written your aspirations as an essay, as she had asked you, the teacher asked you, and if she's failed you, it's your call. You got to decide whether you want to write a new essay or stick to your dreams, whatever. I mean, you got to take this call. That's what the father says to him. So the boy takes a deep breath and thinks for a while, has a cup of tea while sipping tea. He thinks about it, thinks what his father says to him, thinks what the teacher said to him, thinks about his dreams and his aspirations, and then he goes to sleep. He decides to think of it the next day. Well, he goes to sleep, a deep slumber, peaceful sleep. The next week when he, comes to school, he submits his essay to the teacher. And the teacher looks at the essay and is surprised. She says to him, look, I asked you to write a new essay, more realistic, down-to-earth essay, an essay of your dreams that match your present conditions of poverty. You have just returned the same essay to me. Why have you done it? Why haven't you written a new essay? That's when the boy raises his chin up, chest out, very confident, relaxed, looks at his teacher and smiles, very polite smile of course, very humble smile. He says to the teacher, "Teacher, I stick to my dreams. I want to be true to my aspirations. I want to be true to my dreams. I certainly want to fulfill them. And of course, you're true to your job. Please let the fail remark stay on the paper. It's perfectly okay. I accept it. No complaints. But I want to stick to my dreams. I certainly decided to stick to my dreams." Teacher says, "Fine. That's good enough. Do as you please." What happens then, my dear friends? Can you imagine what could happen later, after that? Well, let's change the scenario. Let's change the scene. Let's change the time. It's 20 years later. The same teacher, now 20 years older obviously, takes her new class of students to show them around a large 200-acre ranch with a lot of thoroughbreds. You know what thoroughbreds are? Real horses, great breed horses, and a lot of, old beautiful cars, mansion, and a beautiful, beautiful ranch. A lot of landscaping and great flowers around and beautiful trees around. So the teacher is taking her students around on that ranch, showing them around it. It's a picnic for the students. Plus, an opportunity for the students to look at this well-known, highly admired ranch of a place. So by the evening they take a look around the entire ranch, which is a huge thing, and then they are asked to sit in a hall, a beautiful, beautiful hall, gorgeous looking, magnificent hall, and the students sit there and the teacher sits there, and there are a lot of attendants to them, and finally the owner of the ranch comes there. He comes there with a big smile and well dressed, full suit and formally dressed, beautiful. Welcomes the teacher, shakes hands with her, and talks to every student, shakes hands with every one of them, and asks them if they enjoyed the visit to his ranch. Then of course they have tea and they have lovely things to eat, and they have a wonderful time together. And then the teacher gets up to talk to her students and then tells them how 20 years ago she had busted the dream of a young boy in a class. That boy had written an essay about his dreams, and she had then thought that it was impossible for that boy to ever achieve those dreams that he had written about in the essay. So she had failed him. But today, where they were visiting the ranch and looking at those thoroughbreds and all those beautiful place and all those things around there, she says, "You know who that boy is? It's this gentleman, the owner of this ranch, who was my student 20 years ago, and I was a teacher who had busted his dreams then. But the boy had said, 'No, I would not write my essay again. I stick to my dreams. You can please fail me.' Today I failed him. I did try to bust his dreams, break his aspirations, discourage him, demotivate him, but he stuck to his dreams, and today you see this man having achieved his dreams and fulfilled his aspirations. He is the owner of all this huge, magnificent, ranch. He's the same boy I had busted dreams of." So that's the time, the teacher says this very often. The teachers and a lot of friends and family members who, bust the dreams of their, family members and friends, they always think through their point of view. They think nothing is possible. Nothing that is maverick or unorthodox or something that is huge. They think it's impossible achieving it just because they couldn't have achieved it. So, my dear friends, that's how real life is. You should never allow others to bust your dreams. In fact, you should never discuss your dreams unless the person appreciates you, admires you, or understands your dreams, understands your capabilities. Very often, you are a very capable person, but the other person may not really understand you. He may probably look at you through his or her point of view, and his or her point of view may not be as brave or as courageous or as talented as you may be. So your dream is yours. Your aspirations are yours. So you should always stick to your dreams and not be discouraged by any of these, naysayers, as they call them.